Good evening, everyone. So I am I'm Doug, or Backstero on Sleeper. Slight change of plans tonight. We are doing a Meet the Commissioner podcast first of all, due to a late cancellation. So we have our esteemed Commissioner Johnny here, Orkney Bowl. I have known Johnny for 20 odd years. Met him in Edinburgh 20 odd years ago. So there's one other lad on here, Craig, the Edinburgh Packers, who's known Johnny for that sort of length of time as well. So it's probably fitting that one of us got the chance to do this. So I'm going to host this and run through the Johnny's questions with Johnny. So good evening, John.
Good evening, Doug. How's it going?
Very well. A
I'm
bit
good,
of a
thank you.
change of role for you tonight, so hope you're relaxed and ready. You've had no time to prepare for this. So we will
No, I haven't.
start
It's going to be
off
fun.
by start off by let's do a little brief introduction about who you are and how the hell you got to the Orkney Bowl commissioner role.
Well, my name's Johnny. For those that know me, other people might just know me as Orkney Bowl or Jothead72 before I changed. It probably, obviously, we started off our home league. We started off at 10 players, 12 players, and 16 players, and that'll be in our 10th year this year. Of course, it'd be nice to have somebody that hasn't won it before, but Craig's not here, so we'll have to make do with that one. Uh, And I don't know, I just started last year. I took part in the JTT Cup and the FFCC and all those little charity tournaments, and I liked the format. And I joined Brit Tours as well, and that was a relegation and promotion, and that gave me the idea. And when I started, I thought I'd maybe lucky I was going to get like 48 players, and it'd be nice and easy. But 96. Oh, I've lost Doug somewhere, but 96
No,
players
I'm
is
still
a
here,
added
still
bonus.
here.
Cool. Oh, well, I can see you on YouTube, but I can't see me on the screen here. But never mind. Yeah, it was a bit overwhelming in my 96, and hopefully everybody enjoys it and stays at it for a good few years. And obviously, we got the trophy, that's home already, so as Catherine tells me, I better win it because it's going to cost a fortune to post it. And all the helmets should be arriving here after pre-season, so I'll get to do a reveal of all the different division titles and stuff like that. And obviously this year I crazily decided to do a charity one too, which had 100 people in it, and that's nearly completed its drafting already, but that's a best ball one. So anyway, there you go.
Very good, Johnny. So, yeah, you've made a cracking start. You're setting it up well. The anticipation is building. There's obviously a very active group chat on the go that I think will only get livelier as the season goes on. So, Obviously we've known you a long time and we're firmly behind it being a success. So fingers crossed you don't make a mess of it. We'll be in the background to laugh if you do.
Thanks.
But no, I think it's going to be good. So the clue's obviously in the title, Orkney Bowl, but you're an islander now, but you've not always been an islander. So tell everyone about your background.
Well, I'm originally from Edinburgh, and obviously that's where I met Craig, where he used to kick his arse at pool when I was drunk. I can't remember it. I'm not sure if I beat him a broom handle, but I did beat a few people like that. And obviously I met Doug through Craig, and Graham as well. Graham's pretty good at the old golf as well, and Doug's a bit of a bandit and never has a handicap. And I think it was mostly through Richard, who doesn't actually do American football. But we've known each other for a very long time, put it that way. Well, I've been up here for
Since the late
19
90s,
years.
it'll be.
So,
Yeah, it'll be the late 90s, early 2000s.
yeah,
You were working the bar in Dan's pool hall, and I used to come in with Richard. That was how we met, and nights out and whatever else. And you live in
then
Orkney
obviously
now.
introduced you to the subway and all that afterwards. So, yes. Yeah,
Absolutely.
well,
Subway on Thursday nights.
this the start of the draft probably isn't the best idea, but of course I made it for the 1st of August, which does happen to be my 20th wedding anniversary. So I'm not sure how well that's going to go down. I'm just hoping the auto starts work, because they didn't start for the charity bowl. So if I'm on the clock about 6 p.m. UK time, I do apologise for not picking. I'm out for a lovely meal with my lovely wife at the Fallbrand, while somebody looks after the kids. But no, it'll be good. It's a slow draft, and plenty of time for people to pick, and teams will be a bit you'll get a bit of a better idea who's going to be starting. And ATP is going to be a lot better. But yes, on back to the original question. Yes, it's a long time we've all known each other, and it's good. It's been good to know you all,
Absolutely. Now,
even though
we never.
our own private chat does my head in. So
I bet it does. Now, we never spoke about NFL back then. I don't think we both liked NFL, but we never actually spoke about it. So, how long have you been an NFL fan for?
ooh, in the 80s anyway. The first Super Bowl I watched would have been the Bengals losing to the 49ers when Joe Montana had that miracle bit at the end of the game to win the game. So I can't remember what year that was, but it was a long time ago. I remember even in Edinburgh, I would like only find out a lot of the scores come Friday, because it was so bad over here, when I got the First Down magazine every week. So, but yeah, I just saw a clip of it and fell in love with it, and that was it. So
That begs the question as to why you're not a 49ers fan if you were so love struck by Joe Montana. However, who is your favourite NFL team?
My favourite NFL team is the New York Giants, but I have to admit, back then in the Super Bowl, I did want the Bengals to win. Sorry, but I didn't know much then, but I just wanted the Bengals to win. But I've been a Giants fan for as far back as I can remember watching football. So
Why?
and I'm never
Why
going to change.
basically?
So
Well, why the Giants?
I don't know. Just you watch a lot of games and something like just hits me. That's young with the sport. Seeing like Lawrence Taylor and all that stuff, and obviously it was just a machine. And yeah, I could never bring myself to like Dallas. So it's always got to be somebody against them. So and there's no reason to reason. Obviously, when it comes to Wendy ball, I am a Hibs fan, and they're absolute pish as well. Like so, again, you can't really.
Correct.
I can't really why. I love watching them play. Even though they've not been great for a long time, but still good to watch. So
Well,
Right.
you've won Super Bowls. You know what I mean. You've seen a chunk of success
Yes.
alongside a lot of average stuff. So, you can't complain. Eli Manning's done you well.
Oh, I'm not complaining. I'm just, yeah, I know. I've never really been a big Eli Manning fan, but two Super Bowls, you can't really complain. So,
Absolutely. So, well, he's got more Super Bowls than Aaron Rodgers, doesn't he? Um, who's your favourite former? Who's, who's your favourite former Giant?
Amari Toomer. I just
Ooh,
like watching
a
him
bit
play.
left,
He
yeah,
wasn't
left
like,
field that one.
he wasn't, I know I could have went for a lot. It's like, but I like watching Armani Toomer. So that's it. There you go. You weren't expecting
Decent.
that one, were you?
No, I wasn't at all. I mean, I just presumed you would say Lawrence Taylor, straightforward. Uh,
Oh no, yeah,
so,
but I like Tiki Barber and Mark Navarro, so but just Armani Toomer because that's when I really got into football. Like I liked football, but then I really watched it as much as I could. It was around Armani
yeah,
Toomer, and I remember having a jersey which unfortunately I've lost now, but you can. There you go.
I think when you're younger, you seem to attach to players in a different way to probably what we do now at this age. Because I was thinking about this earlier for my own answers. And yeah, it's just yes, it's different now, and I think it's become very different watching NFL as a fantasy NFL person as well, because you end up watching a lot of games with a totally different slant, and particularly with red zone as well. It's a totally different way of consuming the content. Anyway, um, who's your um, who's your favourite current giant?
Ooh. See, I really have not even thought of thinking about these questions because I wrote them for everybody and I've not even looked at them much. But I think my favourite giant. It's a tough one because I was a
Because
bit
they're all rubbish.
surprised how well the Giants did last year. But they've all played higher than their standard, but I do like Daniel Bellinger because he
Yeah,
made some good plays last
he
year.
looks good,
And I
and it was
know
a
I
good
know they've got
touchdown.
Waller, but Waller I'm not a safe bet.
He won't, but
Yes,
and
it was a
Bellinger,
it
that
was
was a
a
good
good touchdown
touchdown
right
he
in
got
front of
in
me too.
London.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, that was magic. I
right in,
enjoyed that
right in front
myself.
of
I'm
me as
not
well.
gonna
That was
lie.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was good. Um,
Ken, I could
no,
say Saquon Barkley, but he's well. I know he wants more money, but yeah, Daniel Bellinger, he was a good rookie. So
running backs, it's maybe a wee bit harder to attach to them these days. The position's changing. They're not, they don't hang about as long. Although Saquon's obviously been there a while. Um, so what about former players that are not giants? Who's the real kind of, yeah, I loved him. I wish he had been a giant.
I could probably go for the obvious one. I might have to just go Joe Montana. To me, he's the best quarterback. And I know that'll be controversial because Tom Brady's won everything, da. But he's been playing forever, and Marino was undefeated. But no, Joe Montana.
Well, you're probably not going to get many arguments from me about that one. Uh,
I
Although
didn't
I
think I would
probably
like no.
preferred Steve Young. No, I mean, yeah. Anyway, we'll come on to me and the 49ers in the next one. Um, but no,
Yes,
Joe was what started it for a lot of UK fans. That Niners team of the mid '80s that kind of swept all before them. That was when it came onto TV over here. It was kind of natural, a bit the same with the Chicago Bulls in the NBA and Michael Jordan. That was just, it was the right time, right place sort of idea. So, what about what? Who's your favourite? current player that's not a Giant?
Ooh, well, I'm not going to say Dalvin Cook because I know I drafted him in prayer, but probably Justin Jefferson. He's just something
Are
else.
you sure? Are you sure it's not Jacoby Myers or who else do you always draft? Braxton Berrios. Uh,
Well,
you've got. I mean,
Braxton Berrios did
we've
win
all
the
got
UK
them.
Dynasty against Jack, so
No, that's fair
you
enough.
know.
But
Well, I try and get
Jacoby
to each as
Myers,
much as I can.
who else? A
He
couple
is
of
a
those
good player,
Giants receivers,
but
Slayton and Hodgins. You like drafting them as well. We've all got our favourites.
well, Hodgson seems to be catching the ball better than anybody else, and Slayton is on the pitch, so you had to grab both of them. It's the only people they threw the ball to
No,
apart from
yeah,
Bellinger. But no, Justin Jefferson
absolutely. What?
is probably my
Yeah, no,
favourite player.
he's obviously great. Who, who do you think the Giants receivers will be this year? The starting receivers.
Well, there's not bloody many of them, Ken. They're going to play so many. Like there seems to be a lot of talk about Paris Campbell, but I drafted him a few times in Indianapolis, and it was just a wasted bloody pick. But my new Hyatt jersey arrived today, so hopefully he gets on the field.
I
Uh,
think Hyatt might be. I think he might
I
need a
like,
little bit of time.
I know, but he does look. I quite like him. Slayton, I don't know why they signed Shepard again because he can't really fit. You got Slayton. He does connect well with Jones. Hodgins came on well, so hopefully he can carry on. Let's say
I think
Paris
they'll be your
Campbell
two
seems to be doing
outside
okay in
guys.
training, but
Yeah, Campbell might get
but
Campbell and slot and Hodgins and Slayton on the outside. Maybe Slayton for the deep ball.
yeah,
There's
because he
there's
is
going to be
fast.
some
Like
fantasy
so,
value there. Yeah.
it's finding the
And
right
how
one
do
to
you?
pick though.
Yes. How do you think the Giants will do this year? Where do you see their record ending up?
Uh, it's quite a hard schedule if I remember rightly. I've not looked at it for a bit, but there's a lot of tough games. So I'll go 9-8.
9-8.
I think
So I think
they'll
you'll.
beat Dallas. They'll beat Dallas once. I think they
Yeah.
will beat Washington. They'll get trounced off the Eagles twice, even though they'll be playing the reserves. But there's not much you can do about that because the Eagles will run away with
It's
the
a tough.
division.
It's
Dallas
a.
will come
It's a
second. Giants
tough.
will come
It's a
third.
tough division you've got. To be fair, tough division that now.
Yeah. Like Washington could be a good team, but only if they gel and yeah, then you trust the quarterback. But
Well,
yeah,
I wasn't. I was kind of writing off Howell a little bit, but having read a lot more about him, he seems to have a pair of legs to himself. They've got a good defense. I think the defense will be even better than last year. They've drafted a couple of good young ones. So yeah, they've got good receivers. If Howell does gel, they'll do fine. But that is a tough division.
yes.
And
We
nine
can't all
and
get the
eight,
easy
well,
ones like yourself. Like, well,
no,
last year I thought
well,
they were going to
no,
get four, so
yeah, exactly. Well, that's it. So that's what you might get this year.
yeah, we'll see
Okay,
what happens.
so
We're
um,
not going to win the division, so can anyone's good.
yeah, that's true. So, what's your favourite NFL podcasts? If you listen to them, which I'm pretty certain you listen to quite a lot of them.
Well, I try, but I don't always get a chance much with kids and all that stuff. Like, but I do the what's it called? Just the Fantasy Sanctuary, I think it is. 5 Yard Rush and around the NFL, which is not a fantasy one, but I do like to listen to the Around the NFL podcast. So.
Yeah, no, they're good. It's hard
But
to,
like I
as
say,
you
there
say,
is
it's hard to. There's loads. It's hard to have time to listen to them all. They're not ones that I listen to all the time. Although I'm looking more and more at the Sanctuary. Pretty, pretty good stuff.
well, they just got up to their
So
1,000 subscriber today, I think it was.
see that. I see that, and yeah, Tom Strachan's doing a hell of a job with his stuff, and he's in Fantasy Pros and he's all the best ball stuff, etc., etc. Now, um, so I know you don't write in the NFL or the fantasy space, but you're obviously starting to become a lot more well known in it. So, a couple of questions round about that. You've shied away from answering this in the past. Just how many leagues do you draft? Come on, spit it out.
I honestly don't know. I don't know. I'm probably
Is
in
it?
about.
It's 100.
It's in. It's over that. If you include the best balls, it's over that.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
But
Include
then
the best
best balls,
balls.
I just draft it and leave it. So
Yeah, no, totally.
I think last year, with all Tom Strachan's, because we did a lot of those, I was
Yeah.
probably in about 130.
That's that's verging
So,
on a problem. You are an absolute
but
draft addict.
but oh god, yeah. Well, some of our leagues were called draft addicts, so yeah. But a lot can. It's like the best ball. We just draft it and leave it. I mean, I think I'm probably in about 30 dynasties. I took over a couple of orphans this year, which were
30 dynasties.
a challenge. Yes.
Yeah,
Good
well, I
thing I
mean,
do this Sunday morning before I go to work. So
we've got what, about six between us, I think. And I mean, I pore over them. I'm not going to
yeah.
lie. I sit and stare at them and stare at them, and to the point where I think, right, you need to actually, obviously, do some more useful things. But 30, you're mental.
Well, you go through them. Well, I am a bit mental. I thought you knew that by now. I gave up drinking and became a fantasy addict instead. Well, I did. We did have 4 NFL accounts, remember, to keep up with our leagues in NFL, but at least they're all in sleeper of it. So apart from the ones that Craig won't move, then it's a lot easier in one place. So
Yeah, he's a bit backward though. Yeah, so but are you pretty much exclusively in Sleeper? Do you not use any of the other sites? Because there's the what we
well,
got? There's
I
Yahoo,
did one on
ESPN,
MFL.
etc. Hmm.
No, ESPN rubbish. I don't like that anymore. Yahoo, no. I've got one in MFL. That was a rich dynasty, Dynasty draft.
Yeah.
It's 40 team draft. That's
Oof.
gone on for a long time, and I have to admit the last few rounds I just let it auto pick. But it was MF, MFL is pretty good, but I'm looking into it, and you can set up to do proper conferences and all that stuff, which was really handy for this. But you only get 4 weeks free, and then you've got to pay for it. So when you're on the
Right.
site
Okay.
on the computer, it's really good. But the only notifications you get are by email. So
Right. Oh,
you can
yeah.
have
So
the app, but you're only getting they don't have a notification by text or a ping. It's got to be by email, which is it's not the best. Like so,
it's
and
it's um, it's like everything. It's like there's never the perfect platform.
no, but NFL platform is just pish nowadays. So.
Absolutely. What's the one improvement you would make to Sleeper if you could?
I would stop. the ability to leave the league mid-draft, because it happens far too often in sleeper, especially free leagues. But kind of,
Okay.
we're in one league with Jack, and I think we were into round 20. He traded away all his future picks for next year and the year after, then deleted his account, and it was a
Oh yeah, no,
dynasty.
that's
So
oh no, that's
it's
yeah,
unreal.
that's rotten.
I mean, and they can
Yeah,
just
no,
do that far too
that's
easy.
rotten.
I think you can't leave the league after the draft's finished. I think they've stopped that, but you can't. But you can still decide to leave the league halfway through the draft, which is bad.
Yeah, yeah,
And I would love them
yeah.
to
No,
get
that's a
punters on it
shame.
as well. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
They should get punters on it as well. That'd be good.
Uh, that's a good point. That's something that's just completely ignored, isn't it? I mean, I'm quite enjoying some of the IDP stuff. I think that adds obviously another layer to it, but yeah, but especially a bit more uh, detail behind some of the special teams, I guess.
Like the charity one I've set up, there's no negative yards, and all the scoring is like one of the Thomas Racken scoring, so it's just a bit mental. So it's going to be really high scoring games.
Okay,
But
yeah.
you're going to have to make sure you join next year, Mr. Baxter.
And oh man, there's too much coming at me at this time of year. I need to leave some space for some, redrafts, etc. nearer the time. Um, but yeah, maybe next year because I entered the JTT Cup, so that's still to do. But I'll do yours next year and not it maybe.
Yeah, that's drafted in a couple of weeks, I think. I even got on the Scottish
So
Bowl this year as well, which is absolutely
no,
awesome.
I saw that. I meant to message you about that. That was a nice touch. I think was it Sam that copied you in on that one and
I think,
managed to make a case for you.
well, there was Sam, there was about 20 of them in the charity bowl tagged me in it. It was really good.
Yeah, oh, that's nice.
But yeah, it's awesome.
So you're
There's,
becoming a player.
there's
You're
a lot of
becoming a
big names
name,
in.
Johnny.
Well, I might be a name, but I'm probably not going to win anything. But it's have fun. And it's raising money for charity. That's all that matters. So.
Having seen some of your drafting, yeah, you might struggle, but that's because you're doing so
Thank you for
many
that.
of them. That's quite all right.
Yes.
So, my final question, for everyone's heard too much. Orkney Bowl. Back to Orkney Bowl and why we're actually all here. Uh, what do what where do you what do you want to achieve from it? What's the there's probably not a goal, but where do you want it to go to? Do you want to make it even bigger or
No, I think 96 is a good number. I know I could have got a couple more, but I'm still chasing up three more to pay. Like two have signed up in Team State but haven't paid yet, and one's still to pay. But they've got, I suppose, they do have a bit longer to get. But yeah, I've had to replace a couple, including one of our it was our friend Chris, which was a shame, but he did go radio silent for 3 months, so I just had to get a replacement.
yeah, no,
And I
that's
want
fair enough.
everybody to be interactive.
Has he re-emerged, Chris? Is he all good for Show Me the Money?
I haven't heard anything since March. Well,
Right.
I don't
Oh,
know, but I think I haven't heard anything since March.
right.
And
Well, we'll,
well,
we'll
hopefully he's got
see.
the trophy.
Yeah, correct.
But yeah,
Quite.
I'd I'd like to see this league to go on for years, and I'd love to keep it the same 96 people every year. And obviously, with the promotion and relegation, is an awesome way of doing it. I do have a possible different way of doing the promotion and relegation from year two. I did mention it in Luke's podcast, but I don't know if anybody listened to it. And so instead of the three going up each year, it would be two would go up a division and then like the top two, then third and fourth would go up, but across to the other conference, and then they would swap over. So that way you're playing in different
Okay.
conferences if you get in third or fourth. I'd have to. I've got it in my head, and it would work out pretty good, but give me a bit of a headache come January time.
Well, you've
But
yeah, you've certainly done that. I don't envy you.
no, but hey ho, it's January time. The Giants will not be in the playoffs anyway, so I've got plenty of time to work on it.
No,
And I've
well,
obviously
this
got
is
the
it.
NFL ruining
Like,
my Christmas by us playing the Eagles, so
yeah, that's true. We'll obviously give you what support you need in the background, but I know when I sat and tried to work it through with you, it is a headache, and I don't envy you. You kind of 96 isn't at the deep end, but I have no doubts that it will be a big success.
like I say, I don't mind people leaving the Orkney Bowl chat because as long as you stay in the division chat, because I copy and paste everything into each division as well. Because I know we've only got 93 in the Orkney Bowl. Because I've said to one or two, it was just too much for them. Like one person even deleted WhatsApp. So I said, well, I've talked to them into coming back and joining the division because that's all they need to do. Because obviously
Yeah,
that's one of the problems with Sleeper is sometimes the notifications don't go through, so you can tag them in the division, and then I
absolutely.
can
But you
post
can also
updates and the scores and all that
you can
in each division. So,
you can switch the notifications on and off as well in WhatsApp.
well, I do that every time the football's on, so I don't get just annoyed. But yeah, I turn off all notifications for Sleeper, Twitter, and WhatsApp when I watch the football. Because I know you and
Absolutely.
Craig will be saying something before it comes through on my end, like so. And I can watch it anytime I want, but yeah, I just yes.
Can't help
So yeah,
ourselves, Johnny.
so
Can't
is
help
that it?
ourselves. That I no
I
that
know,
that
especially
is it. So no, there's the random question, uh, which is not really necessarily for the next person, but we better bring Craig into this. Uh, which year do you think Craig will win his home league? Show me the money.
do I get to answer that too?
Yeah, you get to answer that. Yeah,
Never,
yeah,
never.
good answer. Never going to happen, is it?
Last year he had, last year he had the draft in the bag. He had all the picks early on, and no, everybody
He
went
didn't even
Craig crazy
didn't
and
even
left him
get
behind.
close. Didn't get close. He's
No,
not got the guts to
he
just
just he
absolutely
just
go for it.
no. Well, I did one year and lost in the final when I gave everyone away to get and lost to Sean, but I won it
He's a
twice, so Sean's won it three
he's
times.
defensive. He's too defensive. He's too scared about the next year. You know, we need to see some more bravado from him sometime. Anyway,
Well,
I'm sure
well, hopefully he watches this and then he can make a comment or two on it on
he will.
Sunday. I think he's in.
He will. He won't miss his
Yes,
chance. We know
he
that.
will.
Grand, right, Johnny. Thank you
So have
very
you got
much.
so? Well, no. Before you go, though, oh, no, I'll ask you the question in the next
Yes,
one, so it's okay. But yeah, thank
yes,
you for having me and interviewing me. Somebody had to do it, so.
absolutely.